Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a show which delivers information on county government and its functions. I'm very fortunate, Nate, today to have somebody that's very important and delivers a lot of services here in Monmouth County, and that's Sheriff Sean Golden. It's a pleasure, Sean, having you on.
Freeholder, thanks so much for having us.
So, first, before I start, I want to thank you and your full staff and all the officers here in Monmouth County, in the Sheriff's Office and our local police departments for the great work that they're doing now. And, we hear some of this rhetoric going on, which is totally amazing. And I know your total support. And we're fortunate to have a sheriff that is actually a law enforcement sheriff. So not every county can say that.
Fortunately, we have a great board of chosen freeholders and all our mayors locally in our 53 towns, so supportive of our law enforcement and first responders here in the county.
Thank you. So, I guess I'm not going to say the unique thing, but the really special thing that a lot of our residents are able to get to know the information is your social media. Getting the word out electronically through social media is very important, and you guys do it unbelievable. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, we appreciate that. We have one of the best in the business, our public information officer, Cynthia Scott, who really has done a tremendous job in crafting our social media, not just in Monmouth County, but throughout the state of New Jersey. And so a lot of news organizations look at our up-to-date information, particularly when it comes to storms. And you can reach us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, the normal channels we say in social media, but we continuously give updates, particularly when we're in crisis mode and emergency management mode. As soon as you declare a declaration of emergency as the Board of Chosen Freeholders, we're out there and providing real-time updates about what's going on in our county.
And it's amazing. But I'll tell you, what's really special, and I'm sure that other people probably do it. I don't think they can do it as well as our sheriff's office does, led by yourself, is preparing our teens through that preparation type of involvement there. What do you actually do there? Every moment it seems like you're doing something with the team.
Well, it's all about preparedness here, and we preach that throughout the county year round, not just during hurricane season, but year round. And again, here we have so much talent in our emergency management team, led by our emergency management coordinator, Mike Opegard. He is truly one of the best trained, probably in the United States. He certainly has taken us through Superstorm Sandy. But he stresses the importance about growing the preparedness and growing our youth so that they grow into serve our community. And Teen Serve, Citizens Emergency Response Training, that's one of the best organizations that we have in terms of education and outreach to our residents, our youth. We have high school kids from all over the county that come into our facility, our emergency management facility, and they train. They train on preparedness. They train on simple first aid, management during a crisis. Again, that communication, having a plan, sharing their plan with their family and friends, and promoting that readiness and preparing kits. Readiness kits, so that we, grow that youth into our future. And so we know that our county is best prepared. Not just our youth when it comes to Teen Cert Freeholder, but as you know, Mike produced a first ever program when it came to seniors, and it's called STORM, Seniors Taking on Readiness Measures. And that's a program that we instituted after Sandy because this was part of our vulnerability after Sandy, that we recognized that our seniors were not prepared with kits. They weren't prepared to go to shelters without their medication and doctor's information and medical information. And so he was able to do that for us and put together this great program for our seniors called STORM, Seniors Taking on Readiness Measures. And we go to all the senior centers and senior communities throughout Monmouth County, promote preparedness and readiness, and issue out those storm kits, those emergency kits, so that they have them ready.
It's amazing because everywhere I go and I see parents that had children that went through this certification, and then getting to your second point of the seniors, I hear it all the time, thanking us on behalf of you and what your department does. So I thank you for that as being a freeholder. I'm sure my other freeholders all agree with me on that and stand with me on that. But, the one thing that we're in that type of season all the way up till November 30th is hurricane season. And I've watched you firsthand, being with you numerous times, and watched the way you've handled the crisis. And it is a crisis when we're seeing trees uprooted, people's electricity out, and the way you handled and prepared with your staff. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, like I said, preparedness is a year-round effort for us. Hurricane season, June 1st through November 30th, is just a highlighted feature for us. It brings together awareness and makes sure that everyone has family planning. And listen, we can't do it without a great team out there. And Mike has, again, paved the way when we talk about preparedness and we talk about flooding areas and storms. We came up with a Know Your Zone, first in the state of New Jersey, modeled after some counties in Florida, but first to bring it to the state of New Jersey. And Know Your Zone is a simple task, really. We had so many questions about, hey, am I going to be flooded? Do I need to evacuate? And now we have simple way to educate our public and say, listen, you're in zone A, B, C, or D. There's 4 distinct zones. If you go to our website, mcsonj.org/ready, you can just type in your address and it will tell you what zone you're in so that you are better prepared to evacuate from that zone if the local emergency management team asks you to evacuate. And you can go to that website, or, we did the mobile application, and our mobile app, again, when you talk about communication with the public, or social media is on the mobile application. You just download the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office mobile application, and on there you hit emergency management. Plans, family planning is on here for preparation, and those ready kits that we talked to. The Know Your Zone is on here, so you can type in your address, and real-time alerts, push alerts. So if there is a storm coming, you're ready to go. And that proved very useful when we had our 2 tropical storm depressions come up our coast this year.
That is great. I mean, you're doing such great things there, and your leadership is stellar, I have to say. And I know you're very vocal on your support for law enforcement, and I can assure you and your staff and your officers that this freeholder board stands side by side with you through your sheriff's office and all of the county. And I can't thank you enough personally as the sheriff and as the freeholder director, then just as a citizen of Monmouth County, to know that your department led by yourself is doing a fine job. So I want to thank you for everything you do, and looking forward to seeing you out there.
Thanks, freeholder. We have a tremendous amount of first responders in the county, always at the ready, well-trained, and ready to serve our public and our residents here in Monmouth County. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining Monmouth in Focus.
Brookdale Community College's professional studies programs are designed for those who want to start a career in technology. And since October is Cybersecurity Month, it's a great time to explore a job field that will see a 21% jump in the next few years. Get started with the fundamentals of IT class or get trained for a career in A+, Network+, Security+, Linux+, Python, cybersecurity, or 7 more classes that are programmed with you in mind. Get course descriptions at brookdalecc.edu/continuinged/IT. These online live instructional classes start October 26th, so get your technology career started by signing up today at brookdalecc.edu/continuinged/IT. Brookdale, here we'll get you there.
Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a show to give the operations and the functions of county government. And, we have so many different departments here in Monmouth County. They're so vital to us. And, some of the ones, our educational side components and our partners here are probably one of the biggest partners that we have. And I guess they make such a huge influence on the county here. And I'm happy today to have Dr. David Stout, president of Brookdale Community College. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, freeholder. How are you?
I know there's so many, but what would you say are some of the major benefits of attending a community college?
Well, as you said, Freeholder, there are many benefits to attending community college, and I'll speak in general about community colleges, but in specific a little bit about Brookdale Community College as well. But the mission of community colleges really are to try to deliver a high quality higher education that's accessible and that's also affordable. And those are really some of the pillars that we stand on: accessibility and affordability. And specifically at Brookdale, we deliver high quality, cost effective education because we hire some of the best faculty members that you can possibly find out there in the country. We go after faculty members to come to Brookdale who may have, they have advanced degrees that they've graduated from some of the top colleges in the country, including Ivy League institutions. And we try to deliver that education to our students every single day. Accessibility, and I know we'll talk a little bit about this, but we have locations throughout Monmouth County, so it's easy to get to, including online courses.
And it's amazing all the different avenues that people do not realize Brookdale offers. And getting back to your affordability and accessibility, Brookdale has also partnerships with a lot of four-year universities throughout the state. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I think it's really going to be eye-opening to the residents here of Monmouth County of how you can get a four-year degree now.
Because we are a two-year college and we complete students at the associate's degree, we work really hard to articulate transfer agreements with colleges throughout New Jersey and actually throughout the Northeast region. So we have transfer agreements with every college in New Jersey so that students can start at Brookdale Community College and they can transfer their credits literally anywhere. But we also have some specialized university partnerships where students can finish their bachelor's degree right here in Monmouth County. Our premier partnerships are with Georgian Court University, which is located at our Hazlitt location, New Jersey City University, which is shortly going to be moving over to Fort Monmouth. Our premier partner is Rutgers University, which is housed on our Lincroft campus. So students can start at Brookdale. They can transfer their credits over to any of those universities. And not only will their credits will transfer, but they save themselves on average about $20,000 a year by doing that, by starting at Brookdale and then transferring their credits over.
So it's amazing. As a parent, I can tell you, it is definitely something that's very appealing to a parent there. And it gives a great education from a great institution. You know, this year has been a little bit unique for government, but more importantly for the educational side. And due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many students have chosen to stay local, stay home, the virtual side of learning. Can you talk a little bit about how the challenges that you've had and what you see in the future occurring?
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, many students are choosing to stay local until they have some better chance to be able to predict where things are going. And in many cases, they don't want to spend a lot of money by going away and living away at a dorm and having to take all their classes online. So we're predominantly online this semester, meaning that most of our classes are either fully online or remote live, meaning that we use Zoom or another platform where we can engage with students live in the classroom. That really keeps the students focused, and in many cases, students don't feel like they can complete a fully online class because they don't have that academic characteristic to just keep them on their own. So we have seen actually a bump in students who wouldn't ordinarily have started right at Brookdale, but we are seeing many students who are actually second-year students at other universities who have chosen to stay home this year and take their courses with us. So we have actually increased the number of second-year classes that students were taking compared to our previous years. It's a smart move, especially if you're going to be taking your classes online. Do it in a way that's accessible, high quality, and it's also far more affordable.
So just to touch real quickly before my last question I want to ask you, because it's something I'm very proud of. Brookdale's now talking about the accessibility component side that you talked about in your earlier comments. We have 6 locations here in Monmouth County. Can you talk a little bit about those or those locations, where they are?
Sure. Most people, I think, believe that Brookdale is Lincroft and Lincroft is Brookdale. They're synonymous. Our main campus is in Lincroft, 220-acre park-like environment built on a former horse farm. But we do have locations that are throughout Monmouth County. So on the western side, we have our Freehold location. Mm-hmm. South, we have Wall Township and Neptune.
Yeah.
Long Branch is obviously slightly north of that, and then our Hazlet location is the most north location. But I do want to mention just two other real quick things about location. We also have our Culinary Center, which is in Asbury Park. And very often when we talk about locations, we don't specify culinary because it's specific to just one program. But we do have to mention the culinary program in Asbury Park because they are amazing. Our other site is online. We have a tremendous number of online classes that we deliver, and students from around the world are taking our online classes.
That's great. And, just in closing, I want to tell you how appreciative we are as the freeholders, and know that we stand behind you financially and morally. We stand behind you there as a cheerleader. And I want to thank you personally and your staff because, as you know, we worked very hard in the career development side programs. And I think the trades are something that's been missed over the course of the years, and you guys are really focusing on that. And I think that's going to really be a huge benefit to Monmouth County. Wouldn't you agree?
I absolutely agree. It's that area where we find folks that are working in vocations. They're looking toward their retirement, and they're looking back behind them, and there's whole generations of employees that are just not there. They weren't encouraged to go on into vocations. So there's absolute opportunity in looking at the vocations like welding or HVAC or even the CDL program.
So, Dave, just in closing, without making you blush here, I want to tell you, you came on it when I was a freeholder. So I could truly say that we were part of picking somebody like yourself to be the next president of our college, our community college here. And I could stand here on behalf of our administration and all the freeholders to say thank you for everything you've done. And you ran through some trying times there, but you took them over the hurdle, and there is a very bright light for Brookdale Community College, and you should be very proud of yourself and your staff. And as freeholders, we can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much, freeholder. I serve the 600,000 plus residents of Monmouth County, and it is an absolute honor and privilege to do that. I would not be able to do it if it wasn't for the support of our freeholders. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for being here and coming on and giving this information to the residents here of Monmouth County. Thank you. Have a great day.
Brookdale Community College's professional studies programs are designed for those who want to start a career in technology. And since October is Cybersecurity Month, it's a great time to explore a job field that will see a 21% jump in the next few years. Get started with the fundamentals of IT class or get trained for a career in A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Linux Plus, Python, cybersecurity, or 7 more classes that are programmed with you in mind. Get course descriptions at brookdalecc.edu/continuinged/IT. These online live instructional classes start October 26th, so get your technology career started by signing up today at brookdalecc.edu/continuinged/IT. Brookdale, here we'll get you there.
Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a show that talks a little bit and gives a lot of information on county government and the functions of county government. But, as I have department heads come on all the time and different leaders of our county here, most importantly, it's a board of 5 freeholders. And as I host this show, no information is dispersed or voted on unless the 5 of us freeholders, which is myself, Deputy Director Sue Kiley, freeholder Nick Duraco, Pat Impreveduto, and Lillian Barry. And today, I'm very fortunate to have freeholder Nick Duraco on. And Nick, welcome.
Thank you, Director. It's great to be here.
So how's it? How do you like it? I know you come from a big town in Wall, but I think we're a little bigger here in the county with 53 of those towns. How do you like the experience so far?
And I think you don't appreciate just how big Monmouth County is until you serve in a role like this. It's a great county. You can be in Old one day, which is completely different than in the Bayshore area. You could be in the western part of the county. Different dynamics, different demographics, but great all around. It's been a great experience. I've truly loved the experience, although I'll tell you, I did not anticipate COVID. I don't think any of us did, and that's been something that obviously you can't plan for, but that's been a tremendous challenge, but something that I think we're working through properly, and I'm proud of the work we've done to navigate this challenge.
We have, and we've worked as a true team, and I think we're the model of the state of New Jersey, the way we've ran government here, and a lot had to do with our financial stability there, being able to move forward in different directions on a very quickly pace, because financially we've been very stable over the course of years, not just the existing board, but prior boards before that, and you became liaison of our finance department there. And I know that the budget prep for 2021 is coming up, and we've gone through a lot of different changes. How do you feel about running that department?
Yeah, I was very fortunate and very glad to be able to take on that department as the role of liaison, because I really enjoy, it sounds silly, but I actually enjoy government finance and government budgetary issues, because I think at the end of the day, you can't do any of the other things like deliver social services, like make investments in infrastructure. You can't do any of those things without having a good budget and having the finances in place. And so I've been very happy to see what I already knew, which is that the county does tremendous work in lining up its budget every year. And for 2021, the minute the books closed on the 2020 budget, we were already thinking about the 2021 budget, because we've got a great staff over in the finance department. And so I've talked to them, every few weeks to get caught up. And I know that they're meeting with the department heads regularly to make sure that we have everything in place. We make sure that we get our budget crafted appropriately and be able to deliver that for consideration by the freeholders in the next few months.
That's perfect. And, each and every one of us, and we hear it all over, that we're always touting the AAA bond rating. And once again, we are that. And but, I don't think the average person realizes the effect that it actually impacts everybody in Monmouth County to have that
Absolutely.
AAA bond rating. Maybe you could just explain just a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. It's something that we are proud of, but we should be proud of, because I think we may be the only county in the state that actually has it.
We are.
And so I'll tell you, there's three reasons why that's so important for my mind. First of all, as you know, Director, better than anybody, the bond rating is something that is delivered after an investigation or inspection by the three major bond rating agencies. These are the entities that work with Wall Street companies, Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 50 companies, to make sure that those companies are managing their finances properly. Well, they also do the same type of work with municipalities and counties. And so it's an independent, nonpartisan, unbiased review of our budgetary and fiscal practices. And after that review, they have determined, this year not being the first year, that Monmouth County deserves the highest rating possible from a financial prudency perspective. So that makes me very proud. Again, the first reason why I think that's important is because it confirms that what we're doing to manage taxpayer dollars is appropriate and is the right thing to do. Secondly, from a very practical perspective, it allows us at the county to borrow at a very reasonable rate so that we can pass those savings on to our taxpayers and to do the things that we need to do throughout the county in a very cost-effective way. And then third, and probably most importantly, it allows all 53 towns throughout the county to take advantage of that bond rating. And I know when I was mayor of Wall several years ago, we took advantage of it. We were able to do very important paving projects and park improvement projects based upon bonding that was backed by the county's AAA bond rating. So we saved money for our residents. We got important projects moving forward, and it's a win all around.
I agree. And, I tell you, I'm very proud, because when I came in, we talked about basically spending what we make. And this first year, I know you, myself, and the rest of the Freeholder Board was very proud that we utilized the same exact money that we regenerated from our fund balance. So, we're trying to practice what we preach as individuals here in Monmouth County. Don't spend more than you have. And we're doing a pretty good job at it. But switching gears, and I want to thank you for working with me on the finance department with the Monmouth CARES Act funding. And it's something that we were hit with. And when we had it, we basically, it was something that was eye-opening to us. But I think we handled it pretty good. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, listen, I couldn't agree more. And you've been at the forefront of this. You took the lead, Director, and I was happy that you were able to invite me to help you on this initiative. But, you more than anybody know how, just in your work with small businesses throughout the county, how adversely impacted the small business community throughout Monmouth was by this COVID and have been by this pandemic. Especially our restaurants and our service industries have been decimated. And a side note, I won't get too far into the weeds, but I think you and I both have talked previously about how, unfortunately, the state of New Jersey's plans on reopening have left a little bit to be desired. But
Yes.
nonetheless, we put in place through your leadership a program to make sure that we were doing what we could at the county level to make sure we support our small businesses. And the economic assistance program that we put forward using the CARES Act money has been tremendously successful. As you know, we've approved over 2,000 applications in the past 2 months or so, and we've gotten $16 million out the door. $16 million directly in the hands of small businesses to help keep their doors open, keep the lights on, help them meet payroll, and that's critically important. And I think that's, if nothing else, that act alone, I think, is something that I'll look back on after this year's end and say, you know what, we did good by the county. I'm very proud of that.
I agree. And, we did this all together and, a lot of people were giving us opinions on how we should handle it and administer it. And we've done what Monmouth County has done for the years. We basically do what we think is right. And fortunately enough, it's worked to our advantage there. And I think it's because we truly care. And I know we want to treat the county's financial obligations as they're personally our own. So it's really worked. Nick, I have to tell you, of course, we've been working together for a year here on the board. But I knew you prior, obviously, before that in Wall Township and being somewhat neighboring towns. And we are extremely fortunate to have somebody with your background and knowledge to sit on the board. And I truly think that's why Monmouth County is so successful. It's people like yourself coming on the board and giving, everybody has their little niche on what we think that is something that's personal and how we can handle it because of experience levels that we've had. And I think that's what makes us and stands above others. And quite frankly, you and I have always said we're the only county that has all mayors sitting up there. So
That's right.
I know we're going to have a great year. 2021, and I am so looking forward to working with you and the rest of the board to make Monmouth County even better than it is today. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I concur. I'm looking forward to a great year. I know we've got a great team, and with your leadership and the professional staff we have, I know that we'll do great things in 2021 as well.
Thanks, Nick. It's a pleasure talking to you.